So Torah is a part of the General Church in Kenya. There is a board that advises Samson, and they try to run that as an organization local to Kenya. But otherwise, the Torah is a village, and it's a small society of people who have built their society around the church and the Lord.
And when 30 or so kids from the Loving Arms mission showed up at his doorstep, Samson was already taking care of 30 or so kids who would otherwise have no place to go.
They were sleeping on mud floors, and during rainy season, a lot of them were getting malaria and pneumonia. So our priority was to first get them out of the mud. And we first got mosquito nets for all of them, and then purchased mattresses, which were still on the mud. And Samson was worried that the mattresses were getting ruined lying on the mud floors. So we then have been able to get the funds to purchase bunk beds.
The mission of HCIC is really to connect people in the church who are trying to do work like Samson. So they're trying to help children in crisis situations with anybody that has the resources that can help do that. So it doesn't have to be people in the church. It doesn't have to be people outside of the church. It really truly is anybody that has a like interest in caring for children that really need it, with people in the church who want to be their caregivers.
The long-term goal is to set up a fund that we can use to buy land and then build better living facilities. Because right now, if you look at pictures of these kids, they're sitting in classrooms that have no roofs and have puddles on a muddy floor.
A lot of the children were orphaned about 6 or 7 years ago, not during the last general election, but the general, because there was an election last March, but the one before that, where there was a lot of strife after that election. And some of these children witnessed their parents being murdered in front of them. So a lot of the children came from that situation. And then AIDS and malaria are probably the other way that most of them have been orphaned. I've been to Kenya twice, so these children aren't just pictures on a screen to me or names on a piece of paper. I've played with them, I've sang with them, I've worshiped with them, I've danced with them, and they're very real to me.
There's a variety of ways that people can help, and the need is great. To characterize 2 ways is, the first, I talked about how these children have basic needs that they need fulfilled. One way that we're trying to care for that is through a sponsorship program. So an individual or a family or classmates or even a business or a company can get together and sponsor a child or a group of children. And what does that mean? So that's $800 a year, essentially covers everything that one child will need. And that can either be on a monthly basis, annual basis, however you want to do it. We'd be happy to facilitate that. So the sponsorship program is one very important part of caring for the children. Another piece is raising money in a capital fund to provide for that infrastructure. So to buy the land and to start the project management for building the buildings that they need to grow.
We always appreciate people spreading the word. So even if you don't donate a cent, if you can just tell your friend or 5 friends and relatives, hey, this is what HCIC is about, it's a great cause, that's great.
So thank you for spending some time watching these interviews. We would invite you to go to the website and go to our Facebook page and help us build awareness around this effort and help us spread the word. Let your family and friends know. Use this as an opportunity to connect with people outside of the church and let them know what the church is all about, and really help people understand what the need is in Torah and what we're trying to do to help improve the situation for all the children that need it so desperately there. Thanks.